The story opens where we see Clint Barton's Hawkeye, currently on the run after wrongfully being accused of assassinating a UN ambassador who was peacefully trying to lay low and eat a sandwich in a New York restaurant where he was located by authorities. Despite trying to convince the officers that his name was Brent Mustache, they sadly were not having it, with Clint feeling quite sad as it took effort to grow facial hair this nice. I feel you, man. Hey, for the record, I think you look handsome. As the cops went to take Hawkeye into custody, they called in for backup, where they were told that there was no backup available. Wondering just what all units could be busy with, that question was soon answered when a literal vampire jumped through the window and lunged at the officers, with Barton wondering if he was still under arrest. Not sure exactly what was going on, our boy Clint as always stayed packed and ready to clap, where he whipped out his bow and fired it right into the monster's heart before it could attack him, and immediately killed the second behind the officer before it could feed on her. Looking out the window, Barton saw that the entire city was pretty much overrun, where he witnessed a pink-haired vampire chasing a man down the street, where he effortlessly fired another arrow into its heart, where it remarked that it had not seen an arrow in ages, before collapsing into a pile of dust. With the man grateful for the save, Hawkeye then told him that they would need wood in order to create stakes to kill the undead vermin, whereas luck would have it, this guy was actually a puppet therapist and had a wooden doll in his backpack. See, this is the kind of weirdness that the Hawkeye show should have leaned into. This is amazing. Bringing together the survivors he could find, Clint overlooked the beaten city and delivered a rallying speech to the people of New York, basically telling them that they have faced weirder stuff than this on a daily basis, and if they band together, they would be able to stop things. We then see Hawkeye and his ragtag band of everyday Avengers take on the undead threat, where Clint shot another vampire through the heart, and Charlie, the puppet guy, straight up used his doll as a stake and plunged it through the monster's chest, effectively killing it. An off-duty union worker would then hear the commotion outside and be inspired by the neighborhood taking their city back, remarking that he had not seen them like this since the 1980s. Hawkeye would then call out to a local priest, who for some reason he had standing next to a rooftop water tower, where out of nowhere he would be attacked by another vampire, which was then immediately stabbed through the heart with a pickaxe from the worker from before. We would then see exactly what Hawkeye was planning with the priest, where he fired an arrow at the water tower, which caused gallons to come pouring out, setting the vampiric armies ablaze, revealing that the priest had blessed this tower, transforming all of the water within it to become holy water. Man, this story is better than like 80% of the stuff the MCU had put out during the entirety of Phase 4. With this neighborhood safe for now amidst this ongoing war, Clint went to turn himself in, where the officer from earlier, grateful to the man for saving them, refused, saying there was much more important crimes to deal with. Getting reports of higher vampiric activity across different parts of the city, Clint went to save who he could, with the woman saying that she liked his mustache after all. See guys, that's the power of a mustache. It gets you the babes and plot armor immunity against blood-sucking vampires. Actually, don't quote me on that, and never listen to any of my advice, please.